welcome to the Road to the Tonys. I'm Paige Price here at Sardi's Restaurant in Manhattan's Theater District. You may have thought about what goes into the making of a Tony-winning performance or script, but have you ever thought about what goes into the making of an actual Tony Award? The Tony Award medallion, as it exists today, did not come to be until the third Tony Award ceremony in 1949. Now, both the Tony Award and the nomination certificates are manufactured by a company right here in New York, Academy Engraving. And Academy's Frank DeBella is here to give us an up-close look.
The double-tier bases are cast in black acrylic. The top-tier base has a hole that goes right through the top tier. It's a front and back die process where they squeeze the metal out of a brass material.
We start off with a plain raw bronze blank, and then we have a mold. Has the design cut into it. We center the mold, which is called the die. What we're going to do next is put pressure on that bronze to force it into the mold, and we're now squeezing it. When I remove the piece from the die, if you look at it, you'll notice it's no longer a plain piece of bronze, but it's an unfinished Tony Award medal. This is our plating room. After we finish our polishing of the metals and everything, we have different solutions in here, and electronically, we plate material onto the metal.
This has been this design now for about the last 25 years. Usually, we get the names and all the information right after the presentation, and then about a week to a week and a half later, we finish all the awards. So this is an actual Tony Award nominee certificate that hasn't been filled in yet, which we do on the computer, and then we place all the information in a specialized font right onto the certificate. This machine is where we do the actual plate that goes on the front of the Tony Award, which gives it its name, the American Theater Wing Tony Award, which you can see on the screen is set up to go. Once the metal gets engraved, then we take the metal and put it all together with the swivel and the base and put it in the box.
This past week was one of the busiest weeks of the Tony Award season. The nominees gathered for the annual Meet the Nominees press conference at The View, that rotating restaurant on the 48th floor of the Marriott Marquis in the heart of Manhattan.
I guess this is the third time in 4 years, and you know, it doesn't get old. I don't get jaded about it. I'd be happy to be here next year. You know?
I came to see Thoroughly Modern Millie 6 times before it was all said and done. I came to see that show. Actually, the Tony. I saw the performance on the Tony Awards, which is how I found out about it, and which inspired me to then come see the show, and then inspired me to come see it again and again and again and again and again and again.
I have a pen, like an official nominee, and I can use it the rest of my life as a ball mark on the putting surface.
David Hyde Pierce wrote me an email that said, "You were robbed." And then inside the message said, "Oh wait, never mind. Love DHP."
The show's had a long journey to get here, and the fact that we found a theater, opened on Broadway, have a huge advance, are selling out every night, audiences are loving it, was our award. So then on top of it, to be nominated is like icing on the cake.
Also this week, CBS taped their promotional spots, which will air in the next few weeks. The spots featured everyday New Yorkers and this year's slogan, "There's a little bit of Broadway in everyone."
We've never missed a performance. There's a little bit of Broadway in us.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Road to the Tonys. Join us again next week when we get a sneak peek at the video blogs kept by this year's Tony nominees. Life for a nominee can be a crazy roller coaster ride from now until the Tonys. But some of the nominees have invited us to bring our cameras and come along, so don't miss the ride. Next week, we'll also go behind the scenes at White Cherry Entertainment to see how they put together this year's Tony telecast. And don't forget, the 61st Annual Tony Awards are broadcast Sunday night, June 10th, live on CBS, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Until next week, this is Paige Price in New York on the Road to the Tonys.